I'm just going to look.
Okay.
I'm just going to look that way, if that's okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay. All right, we're ready. Thank you.
Can we get the correct spelling of your first and last name and your title?
Sure. My name is Julie Allen. I am the Public Information Officer for the Florida Forest Service Bunnell District. It's JULIEALLEN.
Julie, what can you tell us as to how this fire may have started?
Good evening. So what we want to talk about first is the great news. Unfortunately, it did scorch 675 acres, but we are at 75% containment now. So what that means is the dozer plow units that are out there working to contain the fire have 75% of containment lines around the fire. So 75% around the 675 acres.
How many? I know there's 14 dozers out there originally. How many are out there right now, or is it still the same?
I think we're still at that 14 number. I think we actually had a couple of more come in from other agencies. We've got some of our partnering Florida Forest Service friends from Jacksonville District, Gainesville District. We had a helicopter come in from the Perry District, which is on the west coast. So we've got a lot of support, and you know, we're working this fire with our St. Johns County partners, the Sheriff's Office, Fire Rescue, and Emergency Management. We really appreciate the support.
Now, back to my original question, any indication as to how this may have started?
Right, so what we're working on right now is our focus is containment and suppression efforts. Once we have, get to a good, safe containment, then we can kind of go back to where the fire, where it was initiated, and then kind of take a look, assess, and figure out what the cause of the fire was.
Can you talk about how the weather played an interesting factor in this? Because we had a steady wind that was moving west, we had dry conditions, and you talk about the fact that that westerly wind is what made this a much better story than what it could have been.
So we had a little bit of wind weather this afternoon, this morning into this afternoon, and that really played a part in pushing the fire and it pushing it west. No structures were in danger. It pushed it away from communities. So the weather was, I wouldn't want to say on our side, but it did help with keeping that away from communities.
And I know too, you said unfortunately there was a firefighter that had to be transported. Tell me everything that you can about that fire.
So as they were putting in containment lines, we had a firefighter who was in his dozer plow unit, and the fire approached him and kind of came around the dozer. So just to make sure that he was safe and that he was okay, we just had him transported to the hospital just to be evaluated. But he's good. No injuries. He's healthy.
What will be next for you guys? Obviously, you want that 100% containment first.
Sure.
But how do you get there?
So tonight, the weather is going to be on our side tonight. So the relative humidity is up. The winds have died down a little bit, and that plays a huge factor in suppression efforts. Getting able to get in, and the forward progression of the fire slows down, so it gives those wildland firefighters an opportunity to get ahead of that fire, put those containment lines in, and really work to get it contained tonight. We had a lot of support today. We had air assets up here today. We had the helicopter out of Perry District. He did 38 drops today, so that really helped out with the forward progression of the fire as well.
What do you want people to understand or to learn from this? Obviously, because this is the first brush fire that I could think of in this area this spring. I know we're in brush fire season. What do you want people to learn from this that are going to watch this tonight?
Sure. So, St. Johns County is growing at leaps and bounds and has been over the last several years. And what most people don't know about the state of Florida is we don't have a wildfire season like they do out west in California and Colorado. We burn year-round. Florida is a year-round fire season because of the vegetation that we have, the fuels that we have. So what most folks don't know is that we do have wildfires here. We have a lot of wildfire statewide. And so just understand that this is the peak of that season, if you will, that of when we start to experience wildfires in the area.
Is there anything else that you think is important for viewers to know?
So on the heels of saying that, we do have a year-round fire season, it's important for communities to know and understand their wildfire risks. We can come out, we can do hazard assessments in your communities, whether it's just one house or the entire community. But we also want to make sure that people have that defensible space around their home, making sure that they're clearing that 30 to 50 feet of brush away from the back of their home. So when we talk about that urban interface, we're talking about where the trees meets the back of the homes. And it's important for communities and for homeowners to make sure that they, get that 30 to 50 feet of defensible space around their homes, and we can help them to do that.
You say 75% contained, 675 acres. Do you possibly expect 100% containment by midnight?
With the amount of dozer plow units that we have working to contain this fire, and again, our partners with St. Johns County are out there as well, we're hoping for 100% containment tonight. Those guys are out there really giving it their best. They're working hard, and we're hoping for it. If we don't get there, we're going to get there. Eventually, we're hoping to get there tonight, though.
Did this start as a prescribed burn?
I don't have that information just yet. Like I said, we're really focusing on suppression and containment right now, and then once it's safe, we'll go back, take a look at the area, and be able to, provide information on that. But thank you.
Were you surprised at how fast this thing progressed? Because I remember at one point it was 200 acres, and then probably not even an hour later, it was already at 500. Are you surprised at how much this had progressed?
Well, I think one of the things that maybe a key element that we may have been missing was we weren't able to get a lot of information from the incident commander. Not that he wasn't providing information, but that they, again, focusing those efforts on suppression and containment, and the updates were just a little bit, we were doing the best that I can to get the information out.
Thank you.
Yeah.